Welcome to This Week in Morgan County. I'm your host, Russell Mokhiber. Our guests this week are Janet Gautier and Adam Kary, owners of BlackCat Music Shop here in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. Welcome to you both.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, Adam, you've had this shop for 10 years now. What do you do there?
Just about everything.
You teach music?
One-man show. Yes, I teach. I run the retail side. I do the buying, the selling. So, yeah, my day's pretty full.
What is BlackCat School of Rock?
BlackCat School of Rock, I started in around 2010 as a something I was inspired by in Philadelphia. There was a Paul Green School of Rock, and I thought about starting one here, and it turned out to be a good thing.
Okay, so you teach individuals music, but you also teach groups
of teenagers.
Teenagers music.
Yes.
And that's what the School of Rock is.
Exactly, yeah.
So when I was at your shop on Friday night. I think it's the first Friday you have open mic night. And it was such a beautiful night, and it was really special because a lot of young people in there playing music. And I guess the rock and roll band were the School of Rock, your graduates, or the people?
It's the current group. So that's one of their monthly gigs. So I book them gigs when once they get a set of songs together, I book them gigs in the area. They've done everything from the Morgan County Fair to playing at the theater. So they play all over the place. But the open mic night is a chance for them to rehearse their set in front of people. So they play every month.
And the thing that impressed me was there were these kids really excited about playing music, hanging out outside where others were playing music. There was sort of a big group of people, a good community group of people. And it felt like community. It felt like there was purpose and people really having a good time.
It's making a name for itself. It has. So we get musicians from all over the area, and then, like you mentioned earlier, we had some people from Pittsburgh just happened to be in town, and she asked if her daughters could play. I said, sure, and they turned out to be really good.
Spectacular. They were the two young women, teenagers or college age, what would you say?
Probably young college age.
Yeah, college age.
Starting maybe.
Beautiful voices, and not just them. There were other acts that went on that were really pretty good. So I guess I'm saying congratulations.
Thanks.
You've built a community organization, not just the only music shop in Berkeley Springs, one of the few in the Eastern Panhandle, and you've done really well. Janet, I've noticed that when I went there, and this is the first time I had not heard about this, one of the reasons we have you on today is because the shop that used to be a retail international sales shop in back is now part of BlackCat. Tell us what it is, and you're basically taking over the building. So what is it, and what are you doing in that space?
So based on the success and watching the teenagers that Adam taught through the School of Rock, inspired me to start a nonprofit 3 years ago, January of 2017, and target younger children and get them on board and into a path. So I've been working basically out of his storage closet for 2.5 years, and a donor came that is very involved with both of our shops, the nonprofit and the retail, offered to take over that space for us, paying the rent and the infrastructure, utilities and all for 5 years, and help us grow. And so in the span of 2 weeks, we moved over there. We've expanded a lot of our programs. We got a lot on board in our first 2.5 years. So
BlackCat Music Shop is a for-profit business, but what you have next door now is, or in the same building but right next to it, is BlackCat Music Cooperative.
The nonprofit.
And what do you want to do with that nonprofit? What are you doing?
What we have done is, in our first year, we've gotten some music programs into the intermediate school and the middle school. We've been involved with Morgan County MC After 3. We've provided instruments to pawpaw schools, to the high school, We've just-
fixing up their band instruments because they don't have the funding in
Yeah,
all these schools.
helping Mr. Helmick.
So I donated my time changing drum heads and things like that, and giving them drum heads they needed.
Boys and Girls Club, we're very active in with the ukulele club there. That drummer you talked about wants to mentor younger kids and teach drumming. So that's that cycle that we want to see. We want to see these young kids that have gone through this School of Rock, they come back, they help other kids and mentor. So it's just been a real nice thing to see. But our focus is on those kids,
Is on the kids. Now, this is something the schools should be doing, but there's cuts in public education, on the arts and in music. So what are your thoughts on that, on how, that interaction between the nonprofit and what actually the county should be doing for these kids?
Well, they're very supportive, at least the schools. When we approached them last year, could we at least get a guitar club started in that high school? The principal was fabulous and said, sure, let's start there before we even try and get it as part of the curriculum. Let's see what that looks like. I don't blame the local, school. It is what it is. They cut, and we're just there to fill that void. And we've had nothing but support from the school and all too. So even the Boys and Girls Club, we have a space that we can teach there. They provide that. The MC After 3, where the kids stay after school if their parents work late and they take that second bus home. There's that opportunity that we also can fit in there. So we're doing
So
everything.
do you go into the school actually? So you send teachers and
It's basically,
musicians
like
in?
Adam said, it's a 1- and 2-person show right now. We're always looking for volunteers and people to come back and give back and start growing that volunteer base where they'll come and teach and those
We have
mentors.
had some volunteers too.
Yeah.
Adam, on the retail side, tell us, what do you sell? I want to know, what do you sell in the store? And also, what do you teach? What do you personally teach and what do others teach?
Okay, the store, anything you could think of to do with music, we pretty much sell. Maybe not rare instruments, but guitars, drums, ukuleles, pro audio stuff, lighting, everything you can, you would need. And what was the second question?
What do you teach?
I teach drums, and also, the School of Rock, so I teach, how to practice like a band and how to, accomplish.
How does that come together? Like let's say it must be difficult to pull together a band. And so exactly how does it work?
It can be a little challenging, with the kids' schedules and trying to get them to commit, but it usually boils down to a core group of kids that are really into it, and they're accountable to each other, so they show up to rehearsals, and if not, they're like, you didn't learn this song yet. So, and I usually find that one of them is suited for like a band leader. So right now that's the drummer, Landon, and he kind of helps me by texting him, don't forget practices or you got to be here for the gig. So he's a big help.
How many kids in that band?
It's always changing because we're always, adding somebody, but the core group is about 5 kids.
And they practice once a week? And they play, how often do they play?
In the summertime, probably a little more, but I'd say on average twice a month.
And well, they play once a month at
the open mic,
at the open
yeah.
mic, and then maybe somewhere else once a month.
Yeah, we get asked to play places.
They'll be playing at the Expo, Morgan County Expo in July.
Okay. And then there's the open mic night, and how many? There seem to be like 8 to 10 acts Friday night. Is that an average? Is that what you get usually?
Yeah. Sometimes it's packed to the gills, and I'm there until midnight. Other nights, it really depends. Sometimes we just get like 5-6 groups, but it's always good.
Janet, so you're nonprofit. You're in the schools. you're supporting the music programs, and you want volunteers. What would volunteers do if they wanted to help you?
If they're musicians, we can always use them because we can start other programs. I have somebody for the guitar club for next year that was happy with it this year, and he's going to stay on. I have somebody, a guitar instructor for the Boys and Girls Club. He's been with us for 2 years. He'll do it again next year. If Landon steps up for the drumming, I think he'll get a nice core group of kids at the Boys and Girls Club that we're interested in want to do that. So it's just building on the programs. You know, if you only have one teacher and that teacher's out for a little bit, it's nice to have, like Mike and I will tag team ukulele all the time. We're everywhere on Wednesdays. And we started the Young Ukes, which is about 8 to 10 kids that they won 3rd prize at the Morgan County Has Talent show.
Right, I saw that.
Yeah, so that was
The Mike you're referring to is
Mike Kligerman.
Mike
I'm sorry.
Kligerman.
Yeah, he's
and,
been amazing.
And tell us about Mike's, because Mike teaches ukulele at the BlackCat. And,
Violin. That's
and
what-
so
violin.
tell us about the dates on that. Like if people wanted to sign up for that course, he's there once a month. He's also there the first Friday?
He's there every week. He
Okay.
teaches at the store on Tuesdays.
He's
So
one of our instructors. yeah.
He's got 6 or so students he teaches on Tuesdays, private lessons.
Yeah.
And then he goes over to the co-op and does the group classes.
Right, he'll do the Young Ukes. We go to the Boys and Girls Club. We'll be doing MC After 3 again together. So,
Okay,
yeah,
so-
he's a great volunteer, and he actually is coming on our board in July. So I'm
On the board of the
thrilled.
co-op.
Our board of directors. Yeah,
Okay.
so.
So you're teaching drums. Mike's teaching ukulele
And violin.
and violin. Okay.
We have 2 people teaching guitar. We have piano.
You have a piano teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what did I leave out?
I guess so. We're always looking for.
Yeah, we're
piano
always looking
teachers.
for teachers for both things, for, to get paid by doing private lessons at the shop, and then the volunteers that she mentioned. So we definitely need more instructors.
If there were more young people interested in doing School of Rock, being in a rock band, being in your rock band, the School of Rock band,
Yeah.
and would you do 2 of them? Or would just rotate people in and out?
Yeah, it's gotten close to that point. I had like 8 kids at one point, all like 3 or 4 guitarists and a bassist, drummer. I haven't had to split them into 2 groups yet, but maybe in the future. Yeah.
Do you find that the internet culture undermines young people's interest in music? Have you found that over your career, that there used to be more interest in playing music, or has all of the music online interested kids more in playing music?
It's tough to say in this small area. I mean, I didn't grow up here. I grew up in a larger, area outside Philly, but
I think it sparked, especially like the ukulele craze. I mean, I just see that the kids want to learn how to play, adults want to learn how to play, and that's internet, all these little sensations, these little kids playing these,
that's true.
inspires
So,
other people.
it
Everybody
can
wants
go
to be
both
able.
ways.
Yeah.
How has the traffic been over the years? Are you seeing increase, decrease? What's happening?
An increase over the past couple of years, but it fluctuates. Right now it's slow time, so it can be slow around now.
What are the percentages in terms of traffic, local people versus tourists?
I'd say 75-25, 25% tourists.
Okay.
Yeah, the
And-
locals are very supportive. Yeah.
And in terms of the economy, does that affect your business? Like if there's an economic downturn, do you see that in your business, or is it?
Yeah, possibly. Maybe that's why we've been, done a little better the last couple of years.
Will the apparently a brew pub's moving in up the street. How do you what do you
That'll be
anticipate?
fun. That'll be great.
from that?
Another collaboration, another cooperative with us, hopefully. Where
Yeah.
The brew pub?
The
new
kids, people will play there. We can get them to bands. Same with the Fairfax. He's
I'm hoping
working with
to
Trey and Paul to
Help them with the sound system
get
over
them
there.
with the sound. So we like this, and the Ice House and working together with other venues, other
Okay.
people.
So on your 10th anniversary, how are you celebrating?
I think we're gonna throw a little party and a jam.
And when is that going to be? When is it?
August 3rd.
Okay.
Better be.
Well, congratulations again.
Thanks.
And congratulations on the
Thank you.
co-op and the new space. And
Thanks very
urge
much.
all people locally to go over, visit BlackCat Music Shop. Had a great time open mic night. If you want an
Yeah,
intro
it was
to
so
it,
nice.
pick the open mic night
Thanks.
because
Yeah.
it's really wonderful.
No, that's true. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for watching This Week in Morgan County.